We are here for sharing with you an interesting topic concerning to education. It is a pleasure to greet you again. On this day, we will try to answer one question about literacy, and that is, what would it take for our curriculum at large to adapt some of the ideas about literacy we are discussing in the master's seminar? Understood this as an invitation to reflect, it is important to emphasize the great change generated in education during the last time. Um, question how it works for teaching and learning processes. We would like that you share with us your views about literacy.
This is a good point to understand how and what is happening with reading and writing process inside and outside of our classrooms. Nowadays, it is so common to find that our students are in contact with technology, and we need to be aware to mediate the learning through technology. Also, we can find that in their context every day appear names of products, stores, home elements, food, drinks, and others in English. So this is a good way to be in contact with the foreign language. According to Novel and Langshire, new literacies focus on ways in which meaning-making practices are evolving under contemporary conditions that include, but are in no way limited to technological changes associated with the rise and proliferation of digital electronics. But we have a problem. Our schools don't have good internet connections.
Big change happening in education. We know that perhaps language teachers may be concerned about the literacy processes, how our students are reading and how they can produce a good writing when they are using audiobooks, for example. Are then our students reading and writing enthusiastically, knowing they have electronic devices that can work for them in some way? What do you think, Professor? And does it mean that traditional forms of literacy are not important nowadays?
We as English teachers, we must take into account factors that can affect the process, but these are a part of the needs analysis and help us to identify and choose the content, the materials, the tasks, and assessment according to this. Because through an appropriate reading for their age, likes, and even their surroundings, we, as their teachers, must be able to generate a lot of interest in them. Motivation, critical thinking, and of course children and young people can be able to further analyze what they are reading, making connections between the readings they do and their own vision of the world. Likewise, the learner can find on writing a variety of communication forms, allowing them to express themselves, showing a positive impact in themselves and transforming the society.
Does it mean that literacy and literacies can be interpreted as a whole in education? Multimodality, modality literacy?
Say that the pedagogy multiliteracy suggests supplementing the traditional emphasis on alphabetical literacy. Letters, sounds in words, in sentences, in text, in literature, with new forms of multimodal text design that integrate the different modes of representation, writing, spatial, oral, etc. Within language and of course other areas of knowledge are support on this.
Okay, according to this, it seems clear that education is evolving faster and we as teachers can waste our time without advancing in a suitable training in order to increase our competencies. Each day in this grateful labor of teaching is really important to contribute with our learners' education. What do you have to say to this respect, Professor?
As teachers, we cannot stop in time or in space. We must continue to improve our practices and this involves further expand our knowledge of the subject that we teach. We must have knowledge of the epistemology of teaching and learning in our area of work.
Any experiences related with this topic, Professor? Please.
As teachers, we try to find new forms to teach a topic in a different but interesting way, focusing on the student exposure to use of the language. Teachers constantly are looking how to catch students' attention and motivation to language class. Activities proposed to develop in and out of classroom students enjoy them. Why? Because they are producing something by themselves. Make posters about their favorite character, food, drink, movie, music, or simply to remember specific vocabulary through keywords, graphic organizer, a picture or drawing, a short presentation or a role play result more effective than copy or make a transcription on their notebook. We need to have clear idea about the new sets of responsibilities, the purposes of language, and we need to promote a new social critical way of the world through reading and writing.
Finally, we as English teachers can integrate the reading and writing skills to teach our students, but taking into account that technology must be used as a tool to mediate in the learning processes. Clearly, technology is the medium, but the mediation requires appropriate actions from us. Because when we integrate literacies and multimodality, we are contributing with the simplicity of media to make easier the learning process for the students. It means that we must think and create the basis for increasing students' motivation. And in that way, they would be able to express what they want to communicate with a bunch of possibilities to effectively improve